Who benefits from this? The people that came to the United States before the age of 16, people that had been living in the United States for 5 consecutive years, people that are 30 years and under, and as well people who graduated from high school or have a GED or are currently in school.
Yep, no, and so the one thing is that it's important for young people to know that if they've ever been convicted of a felony, they will be disqualified. If you've been convicted of a significant misdemeanor, you will also be disqualified, or if you've been convicted of 3 misdemeanors that are completely separate incidents. The substantial misdemeanor is a completely new term that the Department of Homeland Security has come up with for this process, and they're still in the process of trying to decide which misdemeanors will fit in that category. And so it's important for people to just hold off. Again, there isn't an application process right now anyway, and so stay tuned, because it's going to be very important for people. If you've ever been arrested, have had any interactions with the police, or definitely if you've ever been convicted, it's going to be extremely important to get advice from an immigration lawyer that actually knows the criminal process as well, so that you don't put yourself in harm's way.
And it's also very important to say that is the people that were present here on June 15, 2012, that would also be able to vote.
That's right. So there currently is no application process. People will need to wait until the USCIS issues an application and explains what the process will be. At this point, we expect that to be more or less on August 14th. And so it's actually really important for people not to apply right now because your application will be rejected. And also just to be really aware that there are a lot of people out in the community looking to take advantage of young immigrants, notarios, people who pretend to be lawyers, people who are lawyers, who are unscrupulous lawyers. So really be very cautious. There is no application at the moment. The only difference is if somebody is detained or in deportation proceedings, at this time they actually can apply for deferred action, and that is already a process already underway. They promise you the world. They tell you that come apply now, just pay a couple hundred, a couple thousand, I'll get you, get you this new benefit now. I don't know.
Yeah, they'll start saying, hold a retainer of X amount of dollars. This is how much it's going to cost. Right now, we don't know how much it's going to cost. There's no fees set. And what we would tell our community is that hold on until August 15. Save your money that you have that you would be giving to somebody to pay for the process and the fees that's going to be incurred because of this. So just hold off until the process has been developed and until USCIS and the Department of Homeland Security has given clear guidelines of how this is going to happen.
And my understanding is that if you go to the Department of Homeland Security, DHS website, that there are already FAQs, frequently asked questions, on this action, and it's very simple, basic stuff. What a juvenile needs to accumulate in terms of documents, and very basic, like go to your high school and get your transcript. But if they can go to that website, DHS, www.dhs, they'll be able to pull out the frequently asked questions.
That's right. So just in case, it's unitedwedream.org. And we also have the Spanish component of that, and it's losdreamers.org.
We expect that the application will be available again starting on August 15th. We don't know yet what all the documentation that will be required, but as Petra mentioned, what we do know people can start gathering is proof that you were in the United States on June 15th, so that you were physically present, that you've been in the United States at least for the last 5 years. And that can include medical records, work records, school records, other kind of utility bills, things like that. Probably the federal government knows that that's going to be hard for a lot of people to prove that they've been physically present, especially for young people who many of these documents may actually, like utilities, may actually be in their parents' names, not their own name. So we're in the process of working with them to try to figure out, like, will they take affidavits and declarations from other people in the community organizations, from worker centers, from other networks that can provide that information as well.
So if people want more information around what this process is and how to be linked up to people on the ground that could help you with this, you could visit unitedwedream.org. There's a resource tab and there's also a map of the different cities and the different community forums that are happening. But also if people have immediate questions that they want answered, they could email dreamers@unitedwedream.org, and they're going to get their answers through there. And then also we are working in collaboration with the National Immigration Law Center and other organizations to make sure that the FAQs and that the questions that people are asking are not just the legal, but also in terms that all of us could understand.